Yes, it does. Good morning, Adelaide.
Oh, good morning, my dear friend Andrew Hayes. How are you feeling? Few nerves?
A few nerves, yes.
You spent an inordinate amount of time in the bathroom this morning.
I must say, the last sort of couple of days, it's a really good, solid way to keep really regular, isn't it?
By being on edge.
I mean, I am so regular at the minute.
Oh, goodness.
Yourself, you feeling good?
Yeah, I'm really good.
It's
really
good to see you, Jodie.
Thank you. It's good to be back. I want to introduce this beautiful team we've assembled around us. We've got EP. Sean, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fresh off going to see that stinky flower last night.
I am indeed, but it's a good flower to go see. So I'm very excited to be here, and welcome to your first official show.
Thank you so much. Producer Zoe.
Good morning.
Gorgeous little human being.
Good morning.
Welcome
That's
to
lovely.
our show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Oh,
We can't wait.
And of course, we've got a familiar voice in the newsroom, newsreader Abby. Good morning, darling.
Good morning. Welcome. How exciting. What a great way to wake up this morning.
I'm just pleased to have you here because you're the only one that's been around this building for a while, so you know what you're doing.
Oh, do I? I feel like I don't, but thanks for that.
So we have a beautiful cast assembled.
We really do. And let's go through the entire team. Jump onto the Instagram as well, at Nova919. Little photo up there of what we actually look like.
Yeah.
Sound guru Todd as well.
Yep.
And do yourself a favour if you're into muscles. I mean, just download, just have a look at some of Toddy's pictures on Instagram. Todd Hayes. The guy is just carved out of marble. He was delivered by the fitness gods.
Yeah.
So we're happy to have him.
I can't look at him the same now that I've seen his shirtless Instagram pics.
I'll screen this as long as anyone listens. The bloke can bench 150 kilos. True story.
We've got boss man Josh as well, and our big vegan boss Ben, and yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be solid. A little ensemble of Josh's as well. We've got camera guy Josh as well.
Oh, God, so many Joshes.
So there we go.
And I have to say, you and I both have received so many congratulations on this new gig, and your Channel 7 crew in the sports department there have really gotten around you.
Yeah, it's just one of those little fraternities where you just like to see each other succeed, and you like to really, really support and push each other to the next level so they fulfil their dreams. So
Yes.
there was a little ad in the paper during the week. Full page ad too.
It's a big one.
It's outrageous.
Confronting.
Pretty sure I've got a piece of food in my teeth. It was that close up, which is outrageous. But what I did like was the next day going back to Channel 7, and that particular full sheet of paper was plastered on top of my desk with a giant phallus attached to my head. So I think the underlying message there was, good luck.
No, you're going to be great.
Radar! Anything near us on radar?
On the radar, sir.
How was your New Year's? Loose? Pretty tame?
No, I went to bed at 8:30. I was
thought so.
tired.
Thought you'd say something like that. Nowhere near as loose as Thor the Walrus.
What's his name?
His name is Thor.
Thor.
A town was forced to cancel its New Year's Eve fireworks after a giant walrus lobbed into its harbour and put on a show of its own on itself. Are you picking up what I'm putting out there? Thor, the walrus, put on an X-rated show taking himself to Pleasure Town, which marked an end to a town's New Year's Eve fireworks display. You dirty thing, Thor. As huge crowds gathered to see the Arctic mammal lounging at a harbour, council officials axed the light show, so he was not disturbed, because who wants to be disturbed?
No one. When there is a point when that's happening where no one can intervene.
Yeah, you're taking a trip to Pleasure Town and there's kids and everyone there. Parents had to cover their children's eyes when a 2-ton beast.
Where was the walrus?
Yeah, well, he was right. So there was a giant lights display ready to go, and Big Bad Thor just lobbed up, parked himself right in viewing, like, absolute prime position, and did whatever walruses do to take themselves to the next level. Footage of Thor's unfamily-friendly performance in Scarborough, North Yorks, went viral on social media. Experts reckon Thor was the same walrus spotted on a beach in Calshot, Hampshire in December, and is stopping to rest on a journey back to colder waters. What do you do when you stop to rest?
Wait, this walrus... This walrus has got form.
He's got form. He's been spotted elsewhere. I don't know if there are other places that he was spotted. He was taking himself to Pleasure Town, but he's been spotted in the Netherlands and France recently. An aquarium spokesman said, "Please do not worry. He appears well and is just taking a well-deserved rest after his long adventure."
I mean, everyone likes to treat themselves, don't they?
Be respectful.
It's been a long year. He's worked really hard. Go on, what else do you want to do New Year's Eve?
Do try not to disturb him. Richard Coulson, who's 51, said, "It's amazing how much attention it's brought. It's the first time I've ever seen one. It's huge. You respect nature when you see something of that size. The rest of the walrus is pretty big too." I can't direct quote Richard. I might have made up that last bit. Stuart Ford, who runs the Sea Life Safari boat tour agency, said, I was going down to my boat and there it was on the slipway. Magnificent. I think it's a once in a lifetime in Scarborough to see. Now I can one day tell my kids I saw a walrus going hammer and tong on itself. How lucky am I? Again, Stuart made up that last bit, so we can't directly attribute that to Stuart. But here's the thing.
What?
Here's the thing about the situation. Clearly, alcohol was involved.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Clearly.
Yeah.
So, obviously, Thor's had a monster New Year's Eve, or he's planning on it. I just want to know what the conversation was like the next morning with Mrs. Walrus. When sheepishly, she goes, do you have any idea what happened last night? And he goes, no.
No.
And then she shows him this article.
The video.
Shows him the video. Shows him the written article and he goes, oh my God, goes straight to the mirror and yells in the mirror, why do I keep drinking rum?
We were assigned the task of putting together bios for this show, and it's basically just almost a resume for you, Hayesy. And yours, I had a little read of it, and then, geez, I laughed. I thought, that's the biggest load of crap I've ever read in my life.
It's 95% truthful.
Have a listen to this. Andrew Hayesy Hayes is one of Hayesy Hayes.
What's that? I didn't write this bio, by the way.
No.
Jordan Marshall is one of the great guys, the nicest bloke possibly on the planet.
You certainly ticked off on it, though, didn't you?
No, there was no complaints my end after I read it 300 times. With a big smile on my dial.
All right, let me get through it. Andrew Hayesy Hayes is one half of the Nova 919 Jodie and Hayesy show. No stranger to Nova, Hayesy started his radio career as a Casanova. Who knew?
Giving out icy cold cans of Coke.
Working his way to regular shifts on Nova weekends, blah, blah, blah. Previously, Hayesy was host of the SENSA breakfast show. He's also a qualified personal trainer and talented guitarist and vocalist.
What's that funny? Who's laughing here?
Having played regular gigs at the Lion. And then it goes on to say, away from the mic, Hayesy is married to Cara, the lovely Cara, and is kept busy by his kids, Henry 4 and Lottie 2, and his Indiana, the Maltese poodle, who is also incontinent. All right.
He pisses everywhere. It's all good. We love her, though, dearly. That's a nice bio.
It's lovely, isn't it? But I just thought,
you tweaked it.
If I was to write it,
yeah.
there'd be a few things that I'd add.
Okay.
So, you ready for it?
Sure.
Andrew Hayesy Hayes earned that nickname because his attempt to be called Mad Dog at the Central District Football Club failed dismally because he was neither mad nor a dog.
That's embarrassingly true. A good campaign for about 2 weeks. No, just call me Mad Dog. Much in the same vein as Hot Dogs from back in the day.
Yeah, right.
Remember the Up Late game show with Hot Dogs?
Yeah. It goes on to say, no stranger to Nova, Hayesy started as a Casanova, primarily getting naked at functions and stealing Friday night beers from the fridge.
It's all true.
He is a sports reporter at Channel 7, where he is known for being the 5th most popular member of the sports team. Coming in at 6, M. Soderstrom.
I was going to say, 5th out of 6. Wow, a lot of people outrank. Lucas Ronaldo outranks me. He doesn't even work for us anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, pretty much. Previously, Hayesy was the host of SENSA Breakfast to an audience of 7, where he was the most popular member of that team because his co-host was Kane Corns. He's also a qualified personal trainer and talented vocalist, 2 passions he pursued purely to pick up chicks. Until he met his wife, Cara. This has a lovely ending. Who literally saved him from rehab. And he has 2 kids, Henry and Lottie, who he has zero control over. You can catch Andrew Hayesy Mad Dog Hayes from 7 to 9 as co-host of the Jodie and Hayesy Brekkie Show, where his primary task will be to boost his profile, because just like SEN, no one knows who he is.
That's brutal. That is brutal. All true, though, unfortunately. I can't believe it. 2 can play this game.
Can they?
Yes, they certainly can.
What
All right,
you
you can give it out, can't you? You can certainly give it out. It's time for you to get a bit of feedback yourself.
Really?
Your bio, which has been heavily tweaked, is coming up next. Are you ready for it?
No.
Just going through some feedback, the retweaked bio that you gave me, Jodie. Really appreciate it. It's really brought me back down to earth. Thank you so much.
I like to make you feel good about yourself. It's what we do.
Your turn. How do you go with feedback? Good to give it out?
Look, I'm okay. I'm a more of a, I can dish out criticism person rather than take it.
Yes.
So this will be good.
Yeah, most people are more comfortable in that space. So, look, your bio, just along the lines, all that sort of fluff, and you get it. Jodie Oddy has been a mainstay of the Adelaide media, establishing herself as a much-loved personality in South Australia. Waffle, waffle, waffle.
Oh, this is good so far. I like it.
Going on. Big profile, all those types of things.
Go on.
What a stalwart, etc. Time for some tweaks.
Okay.
Let's get personal if you don't mind. Her love for this great state is strong, becomes second to her love for men with the first name of Greg. Greg Blewett was dismissed for Greg Oddy, and although this relationship is extremely strong, there's word the shark, Greg Norman, is on the hit list.
Righto.
Go, Greg.
Oh, come on. That's just classic Greg jokes.
Jodie's a passionate, lifelong netballer who could have pursued a career with the Thunderbirds, had skill, athleticism, professionalism, determination, commitment, coordination, and opportunity, not stopped her progress. All those things. They're only small things, but they just sort of jumped in the way from taking the next step.
Right, I get it.
That's fine.
I'm not very good at netball. It's okay.
Jodie's a devoted mother of 4 beautiful girls, and if she had 100 more babies, they'd all be girls.
That's all I do.
That's all you do, produce girls.
That's all I got.
Jodie's window to be a new mum is officially shut, but it was open for an unorthodox period of 18 years. 18 years age gap between daughter number 1 and 4.
Yeah, that's true.
Goodness gracious me.
It feels like a criticism, but that's okay. It just means I'm highly fertile over a long period of time, whatever.
Very true. So congratulations on that. Jodie sports a unique scar on... I'm not sure if I should say this. I'm going to go there anyway. Jodie sports a unique scar on her shoulder, the result of an old netball injury. Contrary to rumours, it was the second head that was removed before her family set sail from Tasmania to the mainland in her youth. You're a Tassie girl. There's got to be a Tassie joke in there.
Oh, they didn't have to be.
Does that work?
Yeah, all right then.
You can catch Jodie on Nova from 7 a.m. Monday to Friday. Now get out there, sales department. Sell.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Hazy's on this daisy.
All right, time for another edition of Hazy's On This Daisy, where we take a little trip down memory lane. It is Monday, the 9th of January, so let's go straight to the top, and that is X-rated movies. Who would have thought? The first X-rated film opened in London in 1951 in this day. It was called Life After Tomorrow. I've been reliably told that X-rated films these days are a little bit raunchier, but who would know? Happy birthday to Kate Middleton, the Duchess of Cambridge. She turns 41 today. Fun fact, what about this? Kate Middleton is reportedly allergic to horses. As we all know, the royals have a long history with horses. However, Kate has literally never been seen on horseback. Try Googling it. There is literally no pics of Kate playing polo or hunting for foxes. On this day in 2007, Steve Jobs announced the iPhone, like the very first iPhone ever. I think it was the iPhone 3, and it was very chunky.
What we're going to do is get rid of all these buttons and just make a giant screen.
A little-known iPhone fact, 6 weeks prior to the iPhone's release, the plastic screen, yes, it was plastic, was replaced with glass after Steve Jobs was upset that the screen of the prototype he was carrying in his pocket had been scratched by his keys. Do some quick maths with yourself. How much money do you reckon you've forked out to replace iPhone screens? It's really depressing. And finally, on this day in 2010, one song was popping off big time in Adelaide, or as the younger generation would like to say, it slaps. It was a #1 song 13 years ago today, and officially the biggest selling CD single at Sanity, R.I.P. Sanity, Rundle Mall, Elizabeth and Marion. It's Fireflies by Our City.
Well, Hayesy, all this week I like to organise little special surprise guests for you. This next one you're going to froth over because you've got a massive man crush on him. Am I right? Yeah. You know who it is, don't you?
Oh, I think so. I hope it's someone who could be described as the king of the Nova Network.
Yes. Say good morning to your boyfriend, Ryan Fitzgerald, please.
Jodie, Oddy and Andrew Hayes, what a pleasure. Welcome to the family.
Oh, thank you. It's so nice to be on air on your network, Fitzy.
Yeah, look, it's been, well, I tell you what, it actually gets me down now to know that I've been at this network for 18 years.
Oh, my God.
18 long years. And Jodie, you were a competitor of mine for a very long time there, and I hated your guts. Now you're part of the family, and I love you to death. Oh. No. It's so good to have you guys on board. We're very, very excited about it. So thanks for letting me be a part of it as well.
Hey, Fitzy, I don't know if you remember this, but a long, long time ago, maybe 10 or 12 years ago, I gave you a phone call to get some advice on and how I should tap into the media. Do you remember that?
I do. You were severely drunk, and I tried to hang up on you plenty of times. No, I did. That was through a good mate of ours, Heath James, that I played footy with at Sydney. Is that correct, Hayesy?
That is correct. Yes, James, you got the number. So a quick story. I've called you and with a bunch of mates, and I wasn't drunk. It was in the AM, so I think we'd only just started. And you didn't answer, but then you called back, and it's come up as Ryan Fitzgerald, and we sat there for about 20 seconds going, it's Fitzy, he's calling me back. Before I finally answered and said hello, pretending I didn't know who it was.
No, Hayesy, you were very sweet back then. I don't know what's happened to you since, but no, isn't it that blows me away that, you know, at moments like that in time, and now we're sort of working together. It is crazy, but no, it is so good to have you on board.
Very similar football careers too, you two. How many games did you play for the Swans?
Oh, my gosh.
10 games. I think when people, you know, think of Andrew Hayes and Ryan Fitzgerald footy, the one word that keeps popping up is potential. You know, everyone says to me, potentially you could have done this and you could have done that. That's great to hear, but yeah, we didn't really go on with it, but we had a good time doing it, didn't we, Hayes?
Yeah, we did. And Fitzy, our boss, Ben Latimer, has no idea about sport in general, let alone football. And he said to me during an early meeting, he said, oh, you had a similar career at the Swans to Fitzy. And I just sort of nodded and went, yeah, sure I did. Except Fitzy was a gun who was struck down by injury, and I was a 48th ranked on the list rookie who couldn't cut it past 1 year.
I know. It is very funny throwing. I like to trick Ben Latimer, he's our coach here at Nova as well. I like to trick him sometimes and just throw him out names of football players who don't even exist, and he goes, oh, yeah, love that guy. He's a really good player.
He asked me who Ken Hinkley was the other day.
Well, I said to him, how good is Rudy Mandermaker going at the moment?
He'd shock you when he said, yeah, he's a Bulldogs legend.
He's the Central's legend.
All right. Well, Fitzy, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I promise to not let him fangirl you. If you choose to join us, maybe for some tips during the year?
Would love to. Would love to be on board with your show this year, guys. So it's so good to have you. Very excited for 2023, and thanks for having me on.
And Hayesy is smiling like a 14-year-old girl right now. You should see.
She's shaking too, Fitz. I don't know what's going on here. Must be cold in the studio.
Well, that's probably the only girl I've ever met.
Sydney traffic. Nova 96.9.
Tomorrow is Saturday Lotto's $10 million special event. Don't miss out on your chance to win a share. Grab an entry in-store, online or on the Lot app now. At Moorebank, traffic lights are out corner Newara Road and Brickmakers Drive. Works at Burwood.
Going beautifully.
Just a little bit abrupt there with the traffic. Sorry about that, Fitzy.
What happened then?
It just auto kicked in at 7 o'clock. So we're doing a practice show, and it's just auto kicked off at 7 o'clock. But yeah, all good. Should we just wrap up here?
Yeah.
Fitzy, thank you so much, mate. Yeah, like Jodie said, can't wait to do some stuff with you during the year, and just so good to be on board with you.
Love you guys. We'll speak to you soon.
Thanks, Fitz.
No worries.
Awesome.
Guys.
Hey, enjoy Darwin.
The biggest breaking story this town has ever seen. This is huge. Jodie's Juice.
Speaking of the said foul-smelling corpse flower, it's begun to bloom at the Adelaide Botanic Gardens. The peculiar plant started sharing its rotting flesh scent last night and will continue to do so for another 48 hours. Do you know why it smells so bad? Because it's trying to attract pollinators. So it's like the opposite of humans, right? We try and smell good to attract other humans. This plant deliberately trying to hook up by smelling bad.
Hang on, what are we doing the opposite? Oh, so this all makes sense. When I was 21, I used to literally lather myself in feces and go out, and I'd always go home alone.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
So I shouldn't have done that.
That's so strange.
Wow.
Now, Sean, EP Sean.
Yes.
You lined up last night to see this stupid plant.
I did. I saw the story on 7 News, and I went, boom, I'm going to go down. I waited 40 minutes. The poor people behind me were probably about 2 hours.
So how long was the line?
A good couple hundred metres long.
Wow.
So,
and what did it smell like? Was it revolting?
Mixture of feet, dank feet and smelly cheese. So get in there and give it a good whiff.
Yeah, exactly. You ask it. What sort of a man on a Sunday night goes, you know what, I'm going to line up for 2 hours?
A man who's ready to explore this beautiful state. I mean, Sean, you've been here for a year. I get it. You're still trying to learn everything. I just sort of feel like we've got better things to offer you on a Sunday night.
Well, it's so I can tell the children one day, oh, I smelled this amazing flower back in the year 2000.
No, but it's not amazing. That's the whole point.
They go, next, Dad. What do you got?
Katie Holmes has gone viral for a very Y2K outfit. It looks like something circa early 2000s. So she attended the iHeartRadio's Jingle Ball at Madison Square Garden in New York. 43 years old she is. She looks great. But she's wearing a strapless navy corset and then what can only be described as the worst jeans I've ever seen on a woman. And then she's paired them with black running shoes. Now, you know what this reminds me of? Have a look at her. Have a look at her there.
Okay, what she's wearing, to describe it, she might as well douse herself in what the corpse flower is producing. She's going to get the same results in terms of attracting other people to her. That outfit is just not on.
But do you know what it reminds me of? You.
Excuse me?
And the fact that you can't dress yourself.
I think I dress better than Katie Holmes.
No, you don't. No,
I wear long pants with a dress over the top.
Your wife, tell everyone at home, your wife has to say to you, Andrew, you're not leaving the home dressed in what you're dressed in.
Yeah, so I'm at a stage of my life where I am, I'm sort of, let's call me, I'm in my 30s.
Yeah.
And I'm very happily and comfortably married. So the years of trying to impress people with what I wear are long gone, and the fashion sense back then has moved on so many different gears, but I haven't, so I don't get it. So
yeah.
I'd preferably walk around in my Vans.
Yeah.
And Cara will go, you can't wear them anymore, champ.
Yeah.
She'll champ me.
Yeah.
Because you're too old.
But it's not about impressing people. It's about you not unimpressing people.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Kayla Itzenines has welcomed a baby overnight with her new partner, Jay Woodruff. The couple, of course, documented the whole process on Instagram stories from the drive up there and then the moment the baby arrived via C-section.
Also, Kayla Itzenines had a baby.
Yeah.
Say Itzenines?
What did I call it?
You say Itzenines? Did you hear that, Sean? Am I hearing that?
Isn't it Itzenines?
It's Itzenines. Itzenines.
Are you sure?
Apologies for that, Kayla.
Hazy's right on this one.
Apologies.
What is it?
Hazy's right on that one.
It's
Sorry,
Itzenines. Itzenines.
It's kind of like the Daniel thing on Saturday again.
Pop-up show on Saturday morning. She said, good match last night from Daniel Medvedev.
It's Daniel.
You mean Daniil?
Yeah. The other good news is Kayla is already back in her size 6 jeans and the baby came out doing burpees.
Yep, and how do you feel about that?
Really good. Really good. Can't wait for some more Insta stories about how good she looks 5 seconds after giving birth to a human child.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable how she does that.
Yeah. I went full-scale Karen on the weekend.
Oh, no.
So we're down at Middleton. I'm setting the scene here. We're having a barbecue. My kids, all girls and all their girl cousins, had made a heap of those loom bands. You know what those loom bands are, where you loop them together? And
it's fun.
It was really wholesome content because they set up a stand out the front of the shack and were selling loom bands to all the poor suckers that went past and charging an exorbitant price. So anyway, 2 little boys ride past on their bikes and all my girls are out the front and they go, do you want to buy a bracelet? And this kid yells back, no, F off.
Oh, that's heavy.
And gives the middle finger. And so the girls were a little bit triggered, and so they came in and they said, this just happened. And I went, which way did they go? Which way did they go? And Peyton's going to me, Mummy, don't, Mum. I'm like, did they go towards the skate park? So off I trot, and I can just hear my kid going, honey, Laura, go with Mum. Go with Mum. Because I've got form. And so I get to the skate park. There's 2 boys there. I said, which one of you told my children to bleep off? And one kid points to the other one and goes, wasn't me, it was him, though. It was Throwing him under the bus. I've given them an absolute spray, just saying, you boys need to respect young girls. There was a 3-year-old, and I've got to the end of my spiel, and I said, Laura, let's go. So we charge off, and she goes, and I go, you know what? No. And so we both go back and go and apologise. So we've made this poor little kid, and to his credit, he owned it, and jumped on his bike and rode back and stood in front of all the girls and just said, "I'm really sorry, that won't happen again." Yeah. Good on him. And then I made him buy all the loom bands.
I did love as well that he had a conversation with his little mate after and was like, "Gosh, what a Karen she is."
I want to see the manager.
Hey, look at this. 13-24-10. Very special guest phoning in this morning. Channel 7's finest. It's Rossanna Mangiarelli.
Oh, new news presenter, Rosie. Hello.
Hello. I know it's very early in the morning for me, but I thought I'd give you guys a call and say good day and say congratulations on the new gig and look forward to it.
Oh, so nice of you. That's very kind.
Look, we appreciate as well you changing your lifestyle now and listening to breakfast radio exclusively Nova 919. Thank you. You assume that's what's happening?
Look, I've got to say the kids are obsessed with Nova. My allegiances lie with Will Goodings and 5AA Breakfast. I'm sorry to say,
right,
but I can't deny that I do bop to a couple of your songs and do tuning. So here we are.
I have to say, get some Pitbull and Neo into your life.
That's what's missing.
And Rosie, did you just use the word bop?
Yeah, maybe I should go back to 5AA.
I do have to tell you a story that I love to tell everyone about Andrew Hayes. We were at a party once for one of our colleagues, and some of the girls, not me, were saying how good looking Hayesy is, Rosie. And
everyone was very drunk.
Yeah, everyone
I was just going to say there's something wrong with these women.
Yeah, I know. And so then I thought, here we go. Here's an opportunity. I'm going to turn the tables here and just really fish, just throw the line in and fish out for a compliment from Hayesy. And I've gone, Hayesy, so if you're one of the hottest guys in media over 40.
Oh, goodness.
And I really narrowed the parameters here, Rosie, just to make sure that I was shored up. And I was like, so who would be your top 3 hot women over 40 in media in Adelaide? He goes, "Oh, that's easy." And I'm like, "Yes, I'm in here. This is so good." And he goes, "Rossanna."
Well, funny you say that. That's a lovely compliment from Hayesy because I never actually get that at work at 7.
Oh, really?
You've got to earn them. You've got to earn them.
And I can't. Yeah, right. I'm going to have to work a little bit harder. I can't quite say what he says to me on air, but there's a lot of hoo-ha at 7, and I'm never impressed with how he steals my charger every single day. And there's been a lot of argument about that, hasn't there, Hayesy?
Yeah, there's been a bit of feedback, but that's okay. We'll work through that. But now that you're in the big presenter's chair, I don't know, perhaps you could afford 2 chargers.
I don't know. I reckon with 2 jobs you could afford 3 charges. That's nice. Give me one. I did say I was going to get you one for Christmas, but I haven't been to the shops yet, so I'm going to have to get you one. No, but seriously, we have an awesome time at 7, and Hayesy is one of those gorgeous, gorgeous people who we can have a good laugh with, and that's really important in the workplace, isn't it?
Yeah, it sounds like you're saying we can have some fun. HR doesn't need to get involved, all that sort of stuff.
Keep it on the down low. Rosie, thank you so much for joining us. All the best. A big new gig for you this year, and so well deserved stepping into the
thank you.
Into the shoes of the beautiful Jane Doyle, and you're going to do a magnificent job, no question.
Oh, thank you. As will you guys. It's a massive change in the landscape of SA media this year, so it's going to be exciting, and you guys will rock it. Best of luck to you too.
Continue to live your life Nova.
I will. On the school drop-off, definitely.
And then she's back to AA.
Busy this morning.
Been really busy, and we love it when people give a little bit of feedback and give us a call.
Yes.
Is that Jacqueline? Jacelyn? How do we say it?
Good morning, Jacqueline.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Jacelyn.
Hey, how many people call you Jacelyn, or is this a first in your life?
Yeah, that's the first.
Oh,
yay! This is a unique experience which may stay with you for a long time.
Oh, goodness. Apologies.
Yeah,
for that.
probably for the rest of my life. That's it. I'm done.
No, stick around. Give us another chance. Hey, Jacelyn, great to have you on board this morning. Can we put you in the draw for Nova's Free for 23?
Oh, let me think about it. Oh, my gosh. Yes, please.
Yes.
How amazing would that be?
Oh, just absolutely amazing. Would just make so much difference to my family. So, would be absolutely amazing.
Hey, please stick with us, Jacqueline, and we can promise from now on you will never get called Jacelyn ever again on behalf of Nova 919.
Horrible. I'm so sorry.
I think my work colleagues are listening, so I probably will.
That's how nicknames start.
Yeah.
You're welcome then.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Very good stuff.
The biggest breaking story this town has ever seen. This is huge.
Jodie's Juice.
Well, the latest and most explosive Harry interview is going to air in the States as we speak. So the Duke of Sussex is sitting down with British journalist Tom Bradby for ITV to discuss Spare, which is his book, where he was challenged on his decision to expose so many family secrets. The interview currently going on air as we speak. Prince Harry has explained that he was grateful for the opportunity to share his story and that he's requested an inquiry into his mother's death.
Wow, that's huge.
That is enormous. Because when you think about it, she was being pursued by paparazzi. Just say that was like you and me on the street, Joe Blow on the street, right? Someone starts speeding after you and chasing you, and you're so fearful that you take off as well, and then you crash and you die. That's a criminal offence. So it's just astounding to me that no one has ever been charged, pursued over her death.
I think people can't connect with it because it's such an unbelievable thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a tiny minority of people who genuinely get chased by paparazzi that you can't actually imagine what it would be like.
Oh, it'd be horrible. I can't imagine being stalked like that. It'd be horrific. He said that Camilla started to play the long game, that's a quote, and she started a couple of years ago leaking stories to the press as well. So the interview does air tonight on Channel 7 at 7:30. He says 38 years of having my story told by so many different people with intentional spin and distortion, it felt like a good time to own my story and tell it for myself. So that's exactly what he's doing.
There's a bit to view tonight, isn't there?
Yeah, a little bit going on.
Wow.
I've just seen photos from, I know you probably wouldn't be completely au fait with his work, but Halo Sebastian is not just one of South Australia's best designers, but he's one of the best designers in the world. Like, I froth over his dresses. They're absolutely incredible. He just got married. Can you imagine the conversation? Like, when you're marrying Halo Sebastian, who makes these beautiful... Do you ask your husband-to-be to make you a dress? Or is it like, are you going to go, no, I'll just get one from Jenny and Jerry's, you know what I mean?
I mean, again, there's another name that you've just dropped to me, which I have no idea what it means.
Jenny and Jerry's bridal, I think it is.
Oh, and I should know bridal dresses, should I? I don't even know men's clothing. My wife dresses me. We're open about this.
No, that is very, very true. No, he did end up making her not one, not two, but three different beautiful, stunning dresses, and the way he got around it, because you're not supposed to see your bride in her dress, it's bad luck, etc. He didn't go to the last fitting, so there was still a jaw-dropping moment when she walks down in her dress. That's beautiful, isn't it?
It could be one in a million, whereas a wedding where all that the groom is thinking about is the bride's dress.
Yeah.
I mean, Cara could have put on any dress and would have thought she looked beautiful.
Yeah.
Versus your groom really analysing the dress because it's his own.
Yeah, I know. It's odd, isn't it? Who did she wear, Cara? Where'd she get her dress from?
I think she was dressed by Ed Harry. No, she wasn't. She wasn't. R.I.P. Ed Harry as well. One of the great retailers before they didn't exist anymore. Hey, Jodes.
Before they went broke.
Before they went broke. Yes, because, anyway, we'll get to that story another time, actually. There's a little backstory there. Yep. Some news coming out of the Crows as well for Crows supporters at West Lakes. This was a statement released not too long ago. It says, versatile tall Fisher Mackesy will not join the Crows squad when pre-season training resumes after making the difficult decision to step away from the AFL. So the 21-year-old was granted personal leave in November so he could remain in Melbourne with his family, and he's now informed the club he no longer has the passion to play and perform at the elite level.
Interesting.
It is interesting because Fisher Mackesy, there was a lot of pressure on him because he was a very, very early pick. Pick number 6 a few years ago. And look, obviously he's dealing with some stuff, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, particularly in a really, really intensified football state like Adelaide.
Okay, so what are you trying to say, that he's got mental health issues?
We don't know exactly.
Don't know, okay.
But, there's obviously some things going on, and first and foremost, everyone wishes him health and happiness.
Yeah.
But we kind of thought that something might be happening given he didn't turn up to the first part of pre-season.
Right, okay.
But, yeah, look, it just means that there's a list spot open up for the Crows. But more importantly than that, there's a young man who hopefully gets himself better nice and quickly.
Yeah, well, you can catch all of that in 10 Sport, first at 5 tonight.
There you go. And then later on 7 Sport.
Nova's Jodie and Hayesy.